Hey guys, Aries here. Going to be doing a super brief video talking about the importance of playing fast. And what I mean by that is, like, quite frankly, exactly what it sounds. Playing faster than you're used to playing. So what I mean by that is, these champions with, it's a little bit easier on champions with mobility because playing fast is a lot more different than playing slower. But what I mean is the whole, hitting, cycling through, hitting tab a lot, always looking at stuff like that. But also using your abilities more, maybe clicking a little bit more for your DIing, because obviously if I click here it's going to do its auto pathing, which might be a little bit slower than if I actually clicked the shortest route to my destination. But also using abilities faster. And what I mean is, there's always the whole, here's that bronze or silver Lee Sin who uses their abilities, very slow. Like, what I mean is he'll place down a ward and then he'll jump to it, and then he'll Q, then he'll ult, and then he'll Q back to someone else, and then he'll E and sort of thing. It's not very fluid. Where you see someone like, well, I guess Season 3 Insec, who's able to do it all in one fluid motion, who's, kicking someone before they actually get to their ward, or before he gets to his ward. So, yeah, and again, if you're faster, it gives your opponent less time to react. It requires higher skill. So if you can't do it slow, don't do it fast. But I'm going to illustrate it with Z, because if you aren't fast with Z, you aren't able to do a crucial combo, which is kind of comparable to your more high skill floor, I guess, timings in StarCraft, where if you don't have the mechanics for it, you just can't do it. So the thing I want to show is that you're able to get 2 E's or 2 Q's, whichever one you use first with your shadow, before your shadow expires. So, and really the way you do that is you just be a lot faster with it. Now I know people might be limited with ping, and that's why it's typically said to play one of these champions you don't have any higher than 60 ping. And I think 60 is a little bit low, like for a number. You can do it at 80, you can do it at 90 ping, and so I'm going to do that right here. So you can E before the shadow animates, at least at my ping. And what that's going to do is your E's still going to go off for the damage, but it's going to go off like right as your shadow gets there, instead of like that. If you wait for your shadow to animate, you're way too slow. Basically, that's all there is to it. So you want to, you want to be Eing as soon as you can, or Qing as soon as you can, and that's gonna, it's gonna give your opponent less time to react, because if they know where your shadow is going to be, they know where to dodge or juke. So yeah, so when they don't see your shadow, they're not able to react to anything that's flying out of it. So, and then, okay, so I need 95 energy to do the WQ, and I'm just going to show it. So you can, again, you can WQ, and then you can Q right before your shadow animates, so you are potentially able to Q twice in one living shadow. And again, that's able to let you get more auto-harass off on your opponent, or I guess Q-harass off on your opponent. And, so it's just better. Gonna wait for him to use an ability. Yeah, there you go. So it's about being fast. But I just want to preface that with, if you can't do it slow, don't try and do it fast. So, yeah, because you will mess up. And it's the same thing with LeBlanc. Like, you can WQ as LeBlanc, and then if you do it fast enough, because of how your Q flies out, your Q can hit them before you get there with your W. So you can WQ and end up popping that mark. Oops. And what that's going, again, it's going to get you a lot more damage than if you W and then Q, because you're not popping the mark. So you can WQ and basically get 3 times the damage off of a normal WQ if you pop the mark, because you're popping the mark. And it's just because you're not waiting for animations. And yeah, so it's also a lot more important on someone like Riven, who focuses a lot on animation canceling. And all the animation canceling is I'll show it on Z a little bit. Really, it's a fancy term. It doesn't really mean anything, but just I'm going to auto E, and so it is a little slow. I do have to wait for ping, but like that, it was auto E right away. It's not just auto E, auto Q. It's like auto E like at the same time. So like that. So I get the auto and the E off at the same time. because my E isn't limited to my auto attack timer. And that's really all that auto canceling is. You know, it's the same sort of thing with Sivir. If you auto E W, or you auto Bouncing Blade. I haven't played Sivir in a while. But yeah, you auto Bouncing Blade auto, and that resets your auto timer. So you can basically auto twice in a row. Same thing with Garen, you can auto Q auto. Same thing with Wukong, you can auto Q auto. Same thing with Xin, and then you can use his E to cancel his auto animation, just makes him faster. So yeah, so it's just about being fast, and again, the faster you are, the the less time there is for your opponent to react to what you're doing. And on an assassin champion like this, like Zed, like LeBlanc, like even like Riven, she's a fighter. Less time to react is really good because you'll win more trades, you'll win more fights, and then if you get a cooldown advantage on your opponent, you'll win the game. So, yeah, brief video, but 6 minutes long. I wanted to say, there are the links in the description, but I am using Twitter a lot more. So feel free to check that out and follow me if you like that. And yeah, because I am posting there a lot more. I'm using it a lot more than Facebook now. I actually kind of like it. So yeah, definitely make sure to check me out on there. And feel free to request videos if you like that, and or if you like them and want to see something specific, and I can do that for you. So yeah, hope you enjoy this. Hope you find it useful, and thanks for watching.